Alright, so I'm going to be doing fried ribs today. I was going to actually say I'm going to be doing fried barbecue jerk ribs, but I haven't exactly decided if I want to do jerk fried ribs yet. I may just fry them and do regular barbecue sauce, but we'll see what the algorithm is looking like and how I feel. So right now, what we have is some really good sliced pork ribs. Now I washed these already with soap, and I let a little vinegar and warm water just sit on them or whatever, and then I rinsed them again, and then I pre-seasoned them with this. Now you can use whatever you want, but again, it's pork, so you got to be mindful on the seasoning because pork is naturally salty. So you want to use poultry seasoning. It's just pretty subtle, it's just going to give it like a little like tang and let it sit and kick in the meat. Now the best thing to do is to really pre-prep your ribs the night before, thaw them out and season them up and put them in the fridge. Even if you don't want to do the night before, at least 30 minutes so that the seasoning can seep into the meat and really taste the flavor when you bite into the rib. But right now, I'm just going to show you this way. I had the longest day. Sometimes like your day just starts and like you don't really know what it's checking for. So if you watched my previous videos, you'll see that I had did seafood boil, and it was primarily right now I'm using chopped onions. This is a spice seasoning. So I had did a couple of seafood boils, like a couple pans of it, and my day just went, and I wound up doing a couple of more of them. I had to do some orders for people. So, but anyway, I'm excited because I'm back motivated, wanting to cook. I should have already started these ribs because I personally don't like to cook late when it's a dinner meal, especially if you have children and you're trying to cook for your kids at a decent time. I just feel like kids should eat at a good time. Anyway, so don't be afraid to get in there with the meat. Rub on the meat and put your hands on it just to love the seasoning around it. So I'm going to add a little extra stuff. Let's see. Probably a little bit of, typical black people. We always using garlic powder for everything, child. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw some garlic powder on here. So yeah, I found myself today going back and forth to the seafood market. I early this morning I was at the butcher's, and I had to go and pick up a bulk of crabs for an order that I had picking up. A friend of mine, she's the one, she doesn't even know, people don't even realize how they could be the one to jumpstart you to gear up to want to just get back into the swing of things. And my friend, she loves my crab legs, and she has been asking me for a while, like, girl, when you going to do those crab legs again? So I was doing that earlier. And my daughter, she had said to me, I had asked her a couple days ago, like, what do you want to eat? And she was like, ribs. So I had these out already, getting them ready and prepared for about a day. And today we're finally going to cook them. Now, ironically enough, a lot of people have not heard of fried ribs. To fry ribs, you really have to have your batter together. So that's what we're going to do now for the next step. Now in here, we have a mixture of things. There is cornmeal and flour, okay? And I also like to use an egg. I use an egg batter. So give me 1 second. Let me get the egg and beat that up. But anyway, I haven't fried ribs in a while. I usually do this every now and then because I feel like it's a lot and I get hot quick. I'm always hot anyway. To all the ladies in the back, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm hot all the time, child. So I'm going to use 2 eggs. I'm going to crack them, and we're going to make the batter, and then we're going to drop them in. Now, I am going to use older grease, because the older the grease, the quicker it gets hot. If you're using grease that is fresh out of a jar, then it's okay. Just know that you need to let it get hot. Like, turn your pot on and get them hot. And I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can fry these in a regular skillet with grease, but the best way to fry a rib is to deep fry it. So we're going to deep fry our ribs today, okay? So let's just get our egg ready. Now, if you want to, you could add a little pepper maybe to the egg batter, or some onion powder. If you guys know me, you know I love this. It's really just for the look. It really doesn't do anything for the taste. It just makes everything look pretty. I like my food to have color on it. I don't care if it's orange, green, red, especially spaghetti. Definitely gonna show you guys my special spaghetti. But right now we're just beating the egg. You beat the egg real good with a fork. Old school, just with a fork. You tilt it a little bit. You beat it up. Okay, so we have this ready. Now, I am still not sure if I want to use this barbecue jerk sauce, this hickory brown sugar barbecue sauce, or this maple barbecue sauce. So we'll just see the algorithm, how I'm feeling afterwards. So all of the ladies in the back, if you're over 21, I have my little motivation right here, my cocktail. It is definitely cocktail hour over here. So anyway, yesterday there was this weird ass storm over here in New Jersey. We never, ever, I mean, we get like hurricanes and stuff like that, but like not like a real big hurricane and stuff. And if we do, they don't happen often. But yesterday we got an actual hurricane and a tornado mix because of Hurricane Ida from Louisiana. So that's what my day has been looking like. Just kind of going in and out outside. So anyway, this is not a deep enough pan. Now, as you can see, nobody in the back judge. People do keep their grease in the oven in your pan because it's already ready. But I just don't think this is going to be big enough to use right now. So I'm actually going to get ready to transfer this grease into just a bigger pot. And that's what we're going to use to deep fry. So just bear with me 1 second. So anyway, yeah, last night the power went out and everything, child. Back up, back up, back up. Back up off me. I'm putting the camera on my face. The best thing to do, honestly, is to have a simple, small spaghetti pot to use to deep fry. Now, if you already have a deep fryer, you are winning. I wish I had one, okay? My aunt sold her house not too long ago, and she had like a Fry Daddy. And I wish I was there when they were like cleaning the house up, because I would have asked her. But a cousin of mine's already got first dibs on that, so it's all good. Anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and rinse this bad boy out, and we're going to transfer this grease into this spaghetti pot. 1 second. But yeah, the power went out. And the funny thing is, before the power went out, the TV went glitching and everything. Matter of fact, the Wi-Fi went out first, so I should have already knew that was a sign. But here I'm going thinking, no, our lights ain't gonna go out because we had a storm before or whatever, and I live in an apartment building complex, so you know they're pretty good with the generator system around here. But baby, this storm was in her feelings, I guess, because she knocked the Wi-Fi out. Then she started blinking the lights. Then I know we was in the dark. So last night it was definitely interesting for everyone because we got little to no notice about this storm even coming. Like, I mean, they were sending like alerts to our cell phones or whatever. But for the most part, nobody knew that we were gonna have to start lighting candles. And thank God that I am obsessed with candles, so I keep candles around the house. And thank God that I had these 2 big candles left already. So I had those 2 to light. And it's funny, I'm always getting on my daughter, telling her to keep her phone charged when we're in the house, just in case of emergencies. And here I am, the one in the house on 40-something%, and she has 70%. So we were using the flashlight on the phone, or whatever. So, okay, so I got my spaghetti pot going, right? Now, I know you probably like, girl, that wasn't a lot of grease you dumped in there. I know. So I'm going to add a little bit more. But the good thing is, this is old grease. Not old, like a month or so. But I already used it. That's what it means when you say old grease. So it's already been used. I actually fried some chicken in here. And some pork chops like 2 days after that. So this grease is only like a week old. But because it's already been used, it is going to be perfect for these deep fried ribs. Alright? So let me just add some more oil. But yeah, the lights went out. My goofy ass try to go downstairs, act like I want to be storm chasers with the neighbors downstairs, and I'm trying to go down there and see what's going on with the goings on. It was pitch black on our street. I mean, you couldn't see a damn thing, child. Okay, you couldn't see nothing at all, and that we had the audacity to really be trying to come up with ideas about how we could try to all walk together as neighbors. Just find a nearest store, you know, to get some batteries, maybe some juice, because they were trying to make it seem like, and which is the truth, because the mayor even said today, like, everything was on delayed openings. And I was like, wow, just in case the power don't go out again, I mean, you know, once it comes back on, or even if it doesn't come back on for a while, I was concerned, and I was just like wondering if I was going to need to get milk, because we have a lot of cereal in the house, and I had bread and I had lunch meat. And if that was what we was going to have to eat, that's what we was going to have to eat, because, you know, you could just make a sandwich. And the good thing about fried chicken wings, as I said, this grease was previously used already on some fried chicken. The other day I made some wingettes, some party wings. Maybe I'll do a video about that another time, but this ain't about that. Okay, so the good thing about fried chicken wings is you don't have to have fried chicken hot. You can eat fried chicken cold, which is why fried chicken is like the best thing to bring to the beach, because it can be room temperature and you can eat it. But again, that has nothing to do with this video tonight. So anyway, again, we're doing fried ribs. Now, these are some pretty decent size sliced meats. And I'm a bone girl. I'm not really a fan of boneless chicken, boneless steak, or anything. I like bone in my meat. I just feel like it flavored better. It tasted so much better. It's just the bomb. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and start getting this thing percolating, circulating, and get him hot. Alright. So again, we got old grease in it. And yes, I know I did add some new grease, but because it's old grease in there, it's gonna still warm up just about the same as if it wasn't any new grease in it at all. So let me just take a pause. So anyway, child, the power had went out, and then my daughter, she was acting like, she was like, you know, panicking or whatever. And then honestly, naturally, as a mother, I started to panic too. But I was trying not to show that to her. But I knew that I was like getting annoyed and frustrated because I was sweating and stuff like that. Like a lot. Also because I live on the top floor. And I had to walk down all them steps or whatever to try to fraternize with the neighbors to see what was the tea. And did you know that the super in this building, child, did not even try to come out and see what was going on, nothing, like to see if anybody was stuck in the elevator or anything. We all in the elevator seeing if somebody was in there and stuff. Like, we band together, which is great sometimes to live around a great community of people, because you just never know, you know. And I understand maybe he had an issue with his own family or whatever that he had to deal with, but still, it's like, really, sir? Really, sir? So anyway, now, the thing about egg batter is this. It will make it so that your meat may fry a little faster on the outside, and you want the inside of the meat to get cooked, because you don't want to have no salmonella, no pork sickness, or whatever the case may be, right? So what I usually try to do is dip it in the flour first, then the egg, and then back in the flour, just to give it a little protection, because the egg will fry immediately, and it'll give you a false thinking that your meat is done, and it's not. Just like chicken wings and fried fish, the pork will start to come up more to the surface of the grease. But again, because it is a rib, so it's a little bit more heavier than a chicken wing or a piece of fish, and it has a bone in it, it's not going to automatically just rise to the top. And it takes a little bit longer to fry. But we'll walk through all of that when we get there. So we're trying to get this grease hot right now. But yeah. I'm downstairs. We trying to be superhero. We trying to figure out what's open. And the only thing we was able to do was just ask people that were coming in the building, basically, hey, did you see anything open as you were walking? Was certain areas with power? Because a friend of mine, she lives like 2 blocks from me. And she said, girl, my lights are still on. And she lives literally like 2 blocks from me. So I was still like, oh, hopeful, thinking if I just put on clothes that I don't care about and go out there, you know, maybe we could find something. So, you know, from what I'm hearing, the gas stations got closed now. They closed everything. 7-Eleven, everything was closed. So if you didn't have any batteries last night or anything like that, you was just pointless shit out of luck. Anyway, I guess God works in mysterious ways, because as I was, right now I'm using Memphis style barbecue seasoning, and this is some like cheap ass seasoning too. Like, this is some seasoning that I picked up at the dollar store. But let me tell you, this thing right here, it hit. But anyway, let me actually wipe that off while I put everything in. So yeah, so God works in mysterious ways, because as I was getting ready to, you know, go downstairs and do this walk, and as everybody was like, yo, you gonna get drenched, a neighbor of mine came in the building and said, I'm thinking they were walking, because they came in soaked and wet. And remember I said, love on the meat. Keep adding some, you know, make sure that all of the corners get hit with the seasoning. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I thought a neighbor that they were walking or what have you. This neighbor told me, I'm just getting out my car. I'm like, well, why is y'all wet like that? He said, my car got wet. We was stuck and flooded in. And the water, he's a tall, like, pretty tall guy. The water was at his knees. At his knees, okay? At his knees. So, anyway, as I was walking out, because I was going to help this young lady that just moved into my building, she's like, I want to move my car. I packed up a bag, and I ain't got no food. I was about to go try to get something to eat. I was like, girl, it's not going to probably look the best for you. As we were walking out the corridor of the building, God is good, the lights came back on. Everybody started screaming, yay! Oh my God! Yeah! I was jumping up and down and everything, like, yeah! It was lit, right? So, at that point now, I was just like, okay, I'm good. I was scared to get on the elevator still, but I did anyway. I jumped on that ride back up, and I came my stupid ass in the house. So, yeah, that was Hurricane Ida. Now, to test to see if this grease is hot enough for these ribs, what you do is just drip some water on the tip of your fingers, okay? Just dump it in there. Now, as I always say in all my videos, don't just be stupid and just be bumping into shit, being clumsy all by the stove. But don't be scared of the stove. It's hot. It's hot. You know what's too hot for you and you know what's not too hot for you. But yes, sometimes get close to the grease. I ain't saying get close to it and burn yourself. No, child. I am not saying nothing like that. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and do a tester. Because again, this is some old grease and you want to get right to it. You want to drop it in. You don't want to sit there and wait on new grease to get warm and hot and ready to start working. So you want to get right to it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some water on my hand. But yeah. So, immediately when the lights came back on last night. She hung up. So immediately when the lights came back on last night, so I did like a little drop. Now if it bubbles back up at you, you hear that? That sound? She's hot. But might not be hot enough for these fried breads. But we'll see in a second. So anyway, as soon as the lights came back up, I came in the house and I'm telling my daughter like, yo, let's just make sure we prepared just in case they don't stay on. So charge up everything right now. Throw your phone on the charger. Let's use it while we can. Let's get some hot food while we got some hot food. Let's warm up whatever we got in here. You know, make a plate real quick. So luckily I didn't have to fix anything. You know, I cook a lot. I try to always have something prepared always in my house. Like I really do. I really try to always have something prepared in the house. So luckily, all we had to do was get some paper plates going, child, and put it in the microwave. Alright, so I just dipped this bad boy in this egg batter. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to sprinkle. Now, this is a mixture of things that I did myself. Like I said, there's cornmeal, there's cracker meal, and there's flour in here. So I'm just going to, you know, just a little bit just to protect her, you know, protect the rib. You know, this is my girl. We want to make sure she cooked right. Because, you know, the egg batter will give you a false positive and have it burning up and thinking like, oh, it's done, and you want your meat cooked through. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drop that in. Now this will really be the ultimate test. Now that grease did bubble, but this will be the ultimate test to make sure that this is hot enough and ready to go. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we cooking with gas. Now as y'all can see, Shaquita is over there getting her life. She bubbling and everything. Alright? So we can get ready to go ahead and finish putting Shaquita friends in there. Alright? So it's interesting enough. As much as I cook, right? You would think I would be like this 600-pound girl. But like I just like, you know, it just gives me, I like to just get the reaction from people on how they like the food touch their spirit. You know, let that work through your spirit and let that work through your soul. Everybody needs some good food every now and then and again sometimes. So I really just be like wanting that. Let me move this and put this here so y'all can really, there you go. Alright, so we had dip Shaquita's friend in here, and we gonna go ahead and put Erica up in here, drop her in here too. Alright, now that is a perfect high. You can actually go ahead and lower it just a notch, not too much, because you want it to be regulated really, really good. Now, again, we're dealing with flour and eggs, so whatever little pieces of batter that's left on your fingertips, you could just go ahead and dump it on the meat that you haven't even started preparing yet, because it's all going to the same place. But as I was saying, I taste a lot as I'm cooking. So by the time the food is done and like ready to get going, I don't even be like wanting to eat. I don't be hungry. I literally eat like a mouse. Like I eat like in the middle of the night when everybody else is asleep. I come and make me a plate and eat. I probably like more than likely go to sleep first, wake up, and then make a plate. Or like when I know I'm about to get really, really tired, I'll go ahead and make my plate, pick at it, cover it, and lay down, and then get back to it in like the next 30 minutes. That's just how I eat. I've been like that for a while. But I don't suggest that anybody does that. You know, don't do your own thing. Just because you're watching this video does not mean you have to subscribe to any of the things that I do. It's just a way of teaching and showing and growing. But I would like you to go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, Life of Alexander Fox, aka this is the Naomi's Kitchen. Baby, we is in here. So anyway, Hurricane Ida was with the tea and with the shit. So now, you know, I feel like now the community, like, people are gonna probably be on alert. Unfortunately, I already know this weekend when I go to the store, everything is gonna be like price gouge. Like, they're gonna hike up the prices because they know that people are gonna be coming to go shopping for, you know, certain things such as batteries and candles and so what have you. So just give me a second, let me just rinse out, because as you guys know before, like I said, I love to clean as I cook. So Shaquita and her 3 friends in that hot grease right now, working on getting beautiful, and I'm gonna just rinse this. So just give me 2 seconds, all right? So I'm probably gonna do a cheat way out tonight for the side to go with my ribs, and just do a microwavable bag of garlic rice. You can get them at your local Whole Foods, King's, even ShopRite, I believe, has them. But yeah, you can go there and they have them. I think they're by Uncle Ben's. And I didn't even know that they make these, but yes. So our bowl is ready to go. So you know, we're gonna head and dress this with some towels, and that's gonna be what blankets our done ribs. So my side for this, because of the time constraint with the ribs or what have you, I'm gonna go ahead and probably just do a simple microwavable bag rice, just because of the time and it's late. So yes, yes, the Ben's original. All right, and this is butter and garlic, so my fave. 90 seconds, a minute and 30, and boom, you got some really good rice. It's packaged in a bag, so it's even better than the boiling bags that you do over the stove, because you just pop this in and it pulls out nice and moist and saturated. It's not super expensive. I feel like this is very up your alley, even if you're not, like, you know, in a situation for budget wise, like to purchase, you know, a really expensive products. This is not expensive at all, so try it, okay? So we got these bad boys going right now. But yeah, child, Hurricane Ida had me like, what? And it's interesting enough, I started reaching out to people first. I mean, I'm kind of used to that. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a little bit of a loner. You know, I used to hold a lot of people to regard in relationships to me, friends and family. People that I really felt like that was friends to me, I don't feel like they are like that no more, for real. I'm just keep it real. But it is what it is. I didn't really get a chance to catch up a lot on my gossip blogging and social media today like I usually do. But I still see a lot of controversy and tea going on with Kanye and Kim Kardashian is saying that he cheated and she cheated. So I mean, I'm not honestly really interested in that. I feel like at this point, them two, it had to happen for how it happened. All right. Could you put some paper towels in this bowl for me, please? At least 4. Thank you. Quickly, because I gotta, So, yeah, I'm not really interested in them like that anymore, because it's like, baby, what else is it to do? Like, you know, and Kanye is starting to just discourage me. I was rooting for him and everything, and now I'm just like, you just doing stuff just to do it. All the petty antics is getting annoying. So otherwise than that, I'm really sad about the whole Greg Leaks thing. From you know, Nene being a housewife and everything, and he, I feel like she had one of the best husbands, or what have you. So yeah, as you see, look, I'm still, you know, you could always just shake it up in the bag, but I'm a firm believer in, you know, if you're gonna cook, cook. You know, clean hands and get down dirty with that meat and get your stuff how you want it to be. So I'm gonna get ready to go ahead and show y'all the process of what Shaquita and her friends is doing over here in this pan, okay? Because they is looking real good, and I think the algorithm is telling me to make these some maple barbecue. I think these ribs are gonna be maple barbecue, child. I think so. So I'm gonna just go ahead and batter up this last one. You know, it's always that last one that just be lingering. So I'm gonna batter that up, and I want to show y'all the process. But just give me 1 second. But yeah, that was really sad and heartening. Otherwise than that, I am just gearing up for the school year to start back. You know, my daughter, the school season has been closed. And the kids are going back to school on Tuesday. And although I am very excited for education to start back up for the children, primarily mine, I'm just not, like, sure if they know what they're going to be doing, you know, in the school. Because they keep saying things are subject to change. Okay, look. Look at Shaquita and her friends. They just working in there. They is working in there. You hear me? Yes, God. They is working. Now, the first one, we can get ready to turn her in a second. Just a little bit, just to give her a little motivation. You want to go ahead because you got to remember, this pork and it's ribs. So you just want to make sure everything is evenly coated. But the first one will definitely be able to get picked up shortly, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare that. But yeah, I'm excited, but not, because, like I said, although we are in a pandemic, things have went up. Like, the prices is just crazy. And it's like, okay, they haven't been in school in the building for like a year, full time. So it's basically like, it's not just school shopping. It's like you gotta fully shop out, because all of the kids have gotten bigger, you know, like, it's not like the usual September coming in, you do your little school shopping. This is a big deal. Like, I have already pre-budget out for the next 4 weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks on, you know, my school shopping is probably not going to be done until the 1st of November, because I can't get everything all at once. And she's starting another school, so that's a whole nother thing. But COVID is real, guys. So I hope y'all out there wearing y'all masks. I hope y'all out there wearing y'all masks. Alright, I am using a fork.